Bonjour. Donc me voilà. Me voilà sur Blender. Il y a beaucoup trop de boutons pour moi. Mais genre, il y a beaucoup trop. Je comprends pas ce que je dois faire. Je comprends pas comment je dois le faire. Donc là, ici, on a une caméra. Je touche. Sur n'importe quelle touche, ça m'ouvre un truc. Les gars, on va regarder un tuto. Tutoriel. Blender. Minecraft. Minecraft animation tutoriel. On va regarder ça vite fait. J'espère que la vidéo elle est pas trop longue. La vidéo elle est trop longue.
Hello, I'm Plank and I've been making Minecraft animations for over 7 years. In this
On
tutorial
va
series,
regarder ça.
I will be teaching you how to use Blender 4.0, which is completely free, and I will show you how to get started with making Minecraft animations. So first of all, what is Blender? To folders and much more. In part 2, we will import our Minecraft world and our Minecraft character inside the Blender, and we will prepare to do the lighting. In part 3, we will light our scene and give it a cinematic look. In part 4, we will start animating the character and we will make this cool short animation. In part 5, I will show you how to add sounds and music to your animations to spice things up and improve your storytelling. Now, if you're excited, let's get started with part 1. So first, go to blender.org or click the link in the description. Now that we've downloaded and installed Blender, let's talk about a very important topic: organizing. If your folders look like this, then... But if your folders look like this and they are neatly organized, well done, you have my respect and keep it up. So, why am I talking? Now, let's continue with the tutorial. Once you open Blender, you should see this menu. So, if you want to choose the objects with the left click, then keep the left click enabled. Also, there are different themes you can choose from. For example, the default one is Blender Dark, but you can go, for example, for like Maya, or if you are a psychopath, then you can go to the light mode version. I'm just kidding, do whatever you want and use whichever version you feel comfortable with. Also, you can change them and customize them later, so don't overthink them. Choose whichever you want right now. I'm gonna stick with Blender Dark and I'm gonna keep the left click. And once we agree on... But yeah, on a serious note, I will be explaining everything step by step, so don't worry. So, first thing you might notice is this 3D space right here, which is called...
Pour ceux qui viennent d'arriver sur le live, je regarde un tuto, je vais utiliser Blender pour faire des animations. Voilà.
Called the viewport, and we will spend most of our time here. And here we have 3 objects. So this is a cube, we have a camera, and we have a point light as well. Now, let's talk about how to navigate around the 3D scene, which might be a tricky part for some newcomers. So let's cover that. I have enabled my screencast keys add-on so that you will be able to see what I'm clicking here in case you need to take a look. So, how do we move around the 3D scene? If you want to zoom in and out on an object, you can use your scroll wheel. So, scroll up is zoom in and scroll down is zoom out. If I want to rotate around the 3D scene and orbit around the objects, I can click and hold on my middle mouse, scroll wheel, and then I'm gonna
Depuis tout à l'heure, on a starting screen. Fallait me dire dans le chat, les gars, vous parlez pas.
rotate
C'est
my
bizarre
mouse. So,
aussi.
gonna move either left or right, and then you can see I'm moving around the 3D scene. If I want,
Waouh, non, attends, j'ai loupé une partie là.
so scroll up is zoom in and scroll down is zoom out. If I want to rotate around the 3D scene and orbit around the objects, I can click and hold on my middle mouse, scroll wheel, and then I'm gonna rotate.
Genre, là, tu me dis, je dois appuyer sur la molette pour bouger. Ah, mais vous êtes des malades. Comment ça, appuyer sur la molette? Vous allez pas bien, vous. Hein?
My mouse. So gonna move either left or right, and then you can see I'm moving around the 3D scene. If I want to pan around, so if I want to go side by side, I can click on shift and my middle mouse, and then you can see if I drag my mouse over either left or right, I'm panning around. I'm moving from side to side. So again, click on the middle mouse to rotate, zoom in and out, and then pan from side to side, which is pretty easy. Now let me show you how to select the objects. So since in the start screen we selected the left click, then we can choose our objects with left click. So if I left click here, I can select my cube. If I left click on the point light, I select the point light, and same goes for the camera as well. Left click on the camera and I select camera. As you can see, the selected objects have this show you that select my camera as well. In this case, if I want to bring my objects back, I can click on control. So right now we are looking at the default 3D view inside Blender, but Blender also has the orthographic view, which is like the 2D flat view, which is sometimes useful. So if I click on my numpad 5, I go inside this view, which gives more like flat and wide look. But instead of 5, we will mostly be using numbers 1, 3, and 7 on the numpad. And let me show you what I mean. So I'm going to click on 5 again to go back to the default view. And if I click on 1, numpad 1, I go into front view. And it gives me this 2D look of the scene. And it's very handy sometimes if you want to select specific areas of an object or a character. If I click on 3, numpad 3, I go into the side view. If I click on numpad 7, I go to the mouse button, and you're going to exit this view. Also, if you want to rotate around your scene, navigation. And after that, let's learn how to move the objects inside the Blender, because that's a very important part if you want to do animations. So let me first delete my camera and my point light because I will not need them. So if I select my camera and then I click on X, I can click on delete. Another way of deleting objects is if I select my point light, I can just click on delete, and that's it. So now we're left with this cube. Let's learn how to move objects inside Blender, and I'm going to demonstrate it by using this default cube. And I'm not going to delete the default cube. A running joke inside the Blender community is that you always delete the default cube and create a new one, but let's not delete this for now. So select the cube, and then right here we have the side panel. If you don't see it, for example, if it's like this, you can press on this arrow to bring it up. Also, the shortcut to bring out the side panel is T. So if I click on T, I can bring it out. If I click on T, I can make it disappear. So if I bring out the sidebar, I can see that we have different buttons here. The main ones we will need are this, which is called move. This one is called rotate, and this one is a line here around the object. And also
Introducing ClickUp Super Agents, the world's first AI agents that natively collaborate with humans and always.
if I click in the
Les gars, sur le live, y a personne. On va pas se mentir. À part 2 personnes que je connais, y a personne. Ça sert à quoi que je live, franchement? Là, je regarde Miss de dessus. Ça sert à